Today I'm going to do a review on a restaurant called Saddle Ranch. And yesterday was actually Valentine's Day. And I normally don't like to go out uh, on Valentine's to eat because, A, it seems like the restaurants, the food isn't very good. It's packed. And they either upcharge on the meals or they switch their menus around to where it's like what they're serving is kind of bleh. But for all those reasons, I don't like to go. But my husband was off yesterday and I got off of work early. So we decided that we could try a lunch. And I have a friend that recommended that restaurant, but she told me that one of the things that they do is that you never know if it's going to be an appetizer or a dessert, but they always bring something free to your table. And she also told me that you should share of the food because they're really big portions. So we get there, and it's a Western kind of feel. They have one of those electrical bowls that you could ride if you want, and then they've got flat screen TVs everywhere. And so some of the TVs had like a sports station on. Other TVs, it was kind of fun. It was like band like name that band, like 'cause there was a lot of old music videos. So it'd be like, oh, I remember that band. What were their names again? So it was kind of fun. And then the people that work there, they're very personable, very nice, very polite. But it's kind of like this train that just keeps on going because first you get seated by the hostess, of course, and then after the hostess, then another gentleman came by and he said that he was, I believe he said he was the manager, and he said hi. And then after him, then another man came up, and I believe he said he was the owner, and that he wasn't always there, but because he was today or that day, he wanted to come by and say hi. So then somebody else came that I hoped was going to be the server, and it was with another gentleman with her that she was training. So we figure, let's count. We got hostess, manager, owner, server, learning person. So there was that. And then what we decided to order was they have all these different mimosas that you can get that are bottomless. But I'll tell you right now, not worth it because they basically just give you the majority of it as the juice that barely any champagne at all. So I definitely could have saved about $15 right there. Just wasn't worth it. All right, and then we ordered a Cobb salad, and they were good enough about knowing that we'd want to split it, so they brought us extra bowls, and that was nice too, which helps me because there's some parts of a Cobb salad that I don't like to eat, but I know my husband does, so I can like fish out what I want, and then he gets the bounty of what I don't want. And then we're able to ask for dressing on the side so he can get the kind of dressing he likes. I get the dressing I like. It's a win-win when it comes to that. So we did that. They don't give out straws. I know mimosa wouldn't be a straw, but I also asked for water with lemon. So I had to ask for a straw, but they did bring it to me. That was nice. And then I did also want to have a lemon wedge for my water. But every time I do this, what I always tell the server is at their convenience, because I don't want them having to keep like going back and forth just because I'm remembering things that I need or want. I want it to be where it's fluid. It's easy for them, it's less hassle. So we also got one of their signature pizzas, which is artichoke and Alfredo sauce. I can't remember what else, or was it in spinach? I think. And then we could add something to it. So we could decide we were going to add pepperoni. Now here's where it was my bad. I was eating my Cobb salad, and I'm a pretty slow eater. So by the time I got to the pizza, it was like frickin' ice cold. So it just really didn't taste very good to me. So, and it was not crowded at all for the lunch at all. My husband was looking at the chalkboard for the happy hour, and he was saying he felt that probably would be a good happy hour, hang because of the deals that they had with the little appetizer foods, and they did actually tell us when they were greeting us that they're kind of known for their comfort foods like mac and cheese, ribs, stuff like that, and we didn't order any of that, but my husband does want to go back when he goes out with his friends because he has like this pact with his high school buddies that when the month hits that it's one of their birthdays, they all go out And then the one that's the birthday boy, he doesn't have to pay for his meal. Everybody else chips in for it. So he thought between the flat screen TVs, the comfort food, and it being close to our home, so they would actually have to drive out our direction to all meet up. He wanted to, do that, which is fine. That was great. And then it was funny. So and then what I also did, I had to be back for an appointment at 3 o'clock, like drop dead. I had to be back at 3 o'clock. So my husband had seen in reviews that they sometimes take a long time to serve. So I have found that when I tell somebody at a restaurant, like let's say if you're going to go see a movie, you let them know like what the movie time is, and they're usually really good about making sure that they kind of expedite things. So that's what I did in this case. I told the server that I had to be back for an appointment at 3. So I definitely had to make sure. And she looked at her watch or something, and she said, "Oh yeah, you have plenty of time because it wasn't even 2 o'clock yet." So anyway, then there was something else. Oh, and then when the training person came around, we still hadn't gotten anything free. So I told him, I said, you know what? I said, I don't want to make a big deal out of it. I'm just curious. And I explained to him what my friend had told me about the free food. And so next thing you know, we got the manager over to our table again. And he said, hey, I just want to let you know that, I had heard that you were in a time restraint. So that's why we actually are packing cookies to go for you right now. And I'm like, oh, that's really nice. Thank you. And then we proceeded to tell him that my husband does want to come back with his friends, and he gave us his business card and said his name and gave said on the business card is his cell phone number and like to call him before they come in, and it was just really nice, like very very personable. So there was that, and then but I still ended up like my husband had paid the check, and I'm telling him, I said, you know what, we can't wait for the cookies. I've got to go. I've got to go. So I was like, bummer, man. Like I'm walking away from cookies, but that appointment, I had to make that appointment. So we're walking out the door, and then they come running after us, like with the bag with the tin of the cookies. So that was nice. But now when we get in the car and we're driving to get back for this appointment, my husband said, wow, that was like really expensive. And I said, really? I said, well, what was it? And he's like, I was like $64. I'm like, what? So honestly, for me personally, I probably wouldn't go back. My husband does want to go back, but I personally, I don't think I would care to go back because I just didn't really feel like the food itself was like super awesome. Like the salad was just okay. The pizza, that was my bad because I let it get cold. But for that much money, I just I would rather eat somewhere else for less money and probably enjoy the food just as much, if not better. So, but the people are really, really, really super nice. And I do like having the screens, so you have kind of something to talk about and do when you're there. And I don't care about the bowl. All right, so that's my review, and I hope you like it. And my channel is like a potpourri of all kinds of stuff. I review stuff, I talk about things. I should have, and I'll start doing this. I realized I should have been taking pictures of our food and of the decor. So yeah, I could kind of splatter that into this, but I didn't, and I'm sorry. But I will for next time. All right. Thanks so much. Remember, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and be nice to me with comments. Okay. Thank you. Bye.